In sumo, there are various techniques and moves that wrestlers use to secure victory, but some are so uncommon and rare due to the high level of skill and ability required to execute them, often considered nearly impossible to perform. On the SumoSpirit channel, we bring you the 15 rarest techniques in sumo. Number 1. Tasuki Zori. Let's begin with the Tasuki Zori. It is a backward projection technique with a cross grip. The maneuver involves the wrestler sliding under the opponent's arm, grabbing their arm and thigh, and throwing them backward in an acrobatic projection. It's known for its difficulty and rarity, requiring a high level of skill and agility. In this regard, Kazuki is one of the few recent experts in this technique, performing it on day 13 of the January 2017 tournament against Amikaze. Although he couldn't secure the thigh grip, Ura's Tasuki Zori earned him the victory in that match. Number 2. Shitatenage. This technique involves grabbing the opponent's mawashi and, after securing the grip, dragging them forward or to the side to make them fall within the dohyo. It has been used sparingly in official tournaments. The technique capitalizes on the opponent's imbalance or overextension, using their own momentum against them. It requires a combination of agility, strength, and precision, making it harder to execute successfully. Wrestler Myogiryu applied it against Kakuryu in the May 2019 tournament. In a tense moment, as Kakuryu charged, Myogiryu secured an inside grip on the belt and, dragging him, unbalanced his opponent, ultimately forcing him out of the dohyo with a spectacular spin. Number 3. Eizori. A backward projection performed by sliding under the opponent, the Eizori involves the wrestler slipping beneath their opponent, grabbing their legs or mawashi and throwing them backward. Kazuki used it against Kyokushuho on day 5 of the Kyushu Basho 2020. This was a standout moment, marking the first Seikito-ri level use of the technique since 1993 when Tomonohana performed it, according to verifiable records. Wearing his signature pink mawashi, Ura applied the izori against Kyokushuho, timing his move perfectly to receive him, grab his left arm, and use his legs and back to lift him while leaning back, throwing him to the ground to complete the projection. Number 4. Uchari. The uchari is a defensive move used as a last resort, where the wrestler leans back and spins the opponent to force them out of the ring, especially when both are near the edge. It's highly spectacular but risky, as the winner leans backward and could fall before the opponent, resulting in a loss. On day 3 of the Kyushu Basho 2018, it seemed like the end for Wakamoto Haru as he was pushed to the edge by Aqua. However, Wakamoto Haru executed a perfectly timed uchari, using an outside grip on the mawashi, leaning back, and taking his opponent out of the dohyo with a spin, emerging victorious. Number 5. Tsutae-zori. In the tsutae-zori, the wrestler slides under the opponent's extended arm, twists them, and brings them down forward using their mawashi. Though it's part of the 82 recognized kimurite by the Japan Sumo Association since 1955, it's uncommon due to its complexity and the precision it demands. Once again, Ura showcased his penchant for unusual and unconventional techniques by executing it against Ryuden on day 15 of the January 2024 tournament. The wrestler in the pink mawashi performed the tsutae-zori, spinning and sending his opponent out of the dohyo, finishing the tournament with a 6-9 record. Number 6. Rikishi. In this case, the move involves sweeping the opponent's ankle from the inside, typically using the same side foot, to unbalance them and then push them down. Its rarity stems from the difficulty of executing a precise and effective sweep against large, stable opponents. A famous example is sumo wrestler Mita Taiki using a Rikishi against Fukai during the Kyushu Basho 2024, specifically on day 11 in Fukuoka, Japan. After an intense exchange of tsu-pari, both wrestlers paused while in contact. In a split second, Mita capitalized on the moment to perform the Rikishi and win the bout. This was one of Mita's first official tournament matches, making the achievement and application of this technique a pivotal moment for determining rankings. Number 7. Komaasu Kui. This technique involves the attacker attempting to throw the opponent and as the opponent steps forward to defend, the attacker grabs their leg near the thigh or knee and pulls upward to bring them down on their back. It requires anticipating the opponent's defense, along with agility to grab and strength to unbalance them. Wrestler Yoshikaze used it against Guido in the Aki Basho 2014. At that moment, Guido attempted a kote-nage, trapping Yoshikaze's arm, but Yoshikaze held firm, eventually grabbing Guido's left knee and making him fall on his back to secure the victory. Number 8. Zubuneri. In a Zubuneri, while the attacker's head is on the opponent's chest or shoulder, they grab the opponent's elbow and twist downward, gaining full control, whether at the neck or head, causing the opponent to fall from above. On May 12, 2023, Ura defeated Tobizaru using the Zubuneri, a move unseen in Makuuchi for 25 years. While it occasionally appears in lower divisions, its use in top-tier official matches is exceptional. In the past, rikishi like Yoshikaze or Azuma Fuji also employed it, but the most recent instance before Ura was in 1998. Known for his skill with rare techniques, Ura received applause from the crowd for his prowess in this tournament, and even Tobizaru had a smile on his face after the match. Number 9. Yo Bimo Dushi. This extremely rare and special kimurite involves the attacker pulling the opponent over themselves, using an inside grip on the opponent's waist to leverage their momentum, spin them, and throw them to the ground without touching the mawashi. Historically, it has been documented only a handful of times in the Makuuchi division since its standardization in 1960, making it one of the rarest techniques to witness on the dohyo. The technique was originally used by Wakanohana Kanji, and later by his nephew Takanohana Koji. Hakuho also employed it in the Aki Basho 2013, specifically on September 8th against Takarafuji. Unable to secure a belt grip, the legendary Hakuho opted to bring Takarafuji to the edge, and with a Yo Bimo Dushi, lift and spin him to the ground to secure the victory. Number 10. Ipponzei. The Ipponzei involves grabbing the opponent's extended arm and throwing them over the shoulder. It's also used in judo, with the exception that in sumo, the knee cannot touch the ground, giving it a distinct application in this sport. Historically, Kaneshiro was the first to use it, followed by lighter rikishi like Mainumi in the 1990s. Though some wrestlers have attempted it, it's not used regularly. Hoshoryu was the last to execute it, on day 9 of the Aki Basho 2021 against Uattate Nag. There, Hoshoryu was pushed to the edge and nearly fell, but by grabbing Uattate Nag's right arm, he regained ground and threw him spectacularly over his shoulder with an Ipponzei, winning the bout. Number 11. Koshi Nagay. This kimurite from the Naga group occurs when the wrestler ducks under the opponent's center of gravity, pulling them over their hip to project them through the air to the ground. Each phase requires perfect synchronization of hips, legs, and arms. A mistake in positioning or grip can reverse the dynamic, leaving the attacker vulnerable. The use of Koshi Nagay is rare, with limited examples like Asase Kiryu in the Nagoya Basho 2004. More recently, Terutsuyoshi, despite being outsized, executed it in the Juryo category in 2017 against Takagenji, trapping his left arm and swinging him down to the ground. Number 12. Sukui Nagay. The Sukui Nagay technique is an arm throw without using the belt. The wrestler uses their arm to sweep or trap the opponent and bring them down. It requires good hip control and a swift arm movement. Wrestler Enho used this technique against Onosho in the Aki Basho 2024. Though not a frequent move in bouts, some wrestlers like Enho, known for his agility, have mastered it. Onosho, larger in size and stature, managed to corner Enho and push him to the edge, but the lighter warrior absorbed the charge, wrapped his left arm in an inside grip, and with a Sukui Nagay, spun and sent Onosho to the ground at the last moment. Number 13. Kina Hinri. To execute it correctly, the user must wrap both arms around the opponent's extended arm, using the shoulder as a fulcrum, and place the palm of the other arm underneath to twist downward, forcing the opponent to spin. The agile Enho once again showcased his skill by applying a Kina Hinri to defeat Yago in the Nagoya Basho 2019. From the tachiai, Yago trapped Enho's head between his massive arms, restricting his mobility as Enho struggled to break free. It only took 2 attempts for the smaller sumo to catch one of Yago's arms, spin his body, and project him to the ground. Number 14. Uattate Nag. The Uattate Nag, or over-arm throw, is one of the most iconic techniques in professional sumo. It involves grabbing the opponent's mawashi with one hand over their arm and, through a body twist and hip torsion, projecting them to the ground. It's particularly effective in outside grip situations and has been used by numerous rikishi throughout history. An example is the bout between Hoshoryu Tomokazu and Kotoeko Mitsunori on day 13 of the January 2022 tournament. After a balanced tachi-ai, Hoshoryu secured an outside grip with his left hand on Kotoeko's mawashi. Using this grip, he twisted his body to the right, leveraging his hips and control of the opponent's arm to cleanly project him to the ground with an uwatenage. Number 15. Shitatenage. Similar to the uwatenage, the shitatenage is a throw where the attacker slides their arm under the opponent's, grabs the mawashi, and, twisting their torso to the side, projects the opponent onto the dohyo. A notable instance occurred on March 24, 2019, on the final day of the Haru Basho, when Yokozuna Hakuho Sho defeated fellow Yokozuna Kakuryu Rikisaburo with a shitatenage. Both giants were locked in a struggle for belt grips when the sumo legend capitalized on Kakuryu's attempt to advance, using his momentum to lift and project him to the ground amidst the crowd's excitement. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave your like, comment, and subscribe to the SumoSpirit channel for more content. See you in the next video.